The decision I made in 5 seconds ruined When my phone rang at 2:17 a.m., I knew something was very wrong. I almost didn't pick up. Who calls that late unless it's bad news? But something in my chest tightened, so I answered. It was my best friend Rohan. His voice was shaky, rushed. He said he was in trouble, that he needed me to come get him. No details, just an address I'd never heard before. For a second I hesitated. It didn't feel right. The location was on the edge of the city, somewhere empty, somewhere I had no reason to go. I even asked him, "What's going on?" But he just said, "Please, just come. I'll explain later." That was the moment. 5 seconds. That's all it took for me to say yes, grab my keys, and leave my house without thinking twice. The roads were empty, street lights flickering, dogs barking in the distance. Everything felt off. I kept calling him on the way, but his phone went silent. When I reached the location, it wasn't a house. It was an abandoned warehouse. My stomach dropped. I remember sitting in my car, engine still running, staring at the broken gate. Every instinct in my body was screaming to leave. But then I thought, what if he's really in danger? So I stepped out. The air was cold, too quiet. I walked inside, calling his name. My voice echoed back at me, louder than it should have been. No answer. Then I heard something. Footsteps. Not running, not panicked, slow, controlled. Before I could react, someone grabbed me from behind. Everything after that feels like flashes, hands forcing me down, my phone hitting the ground, a voice whispering, "Wrong place, wrong time." I kept saying I was just there for my friend, that I didn't know anything, but they didn't care, because there was no friend. Rohan never called me. At least, not the real one. Someone had used his number, cloned it, lured me there like I was nothing. And in those 5 seconds, when I chose to go instead of questioning it, I walked straight into something I was never supposed to see. By the time they let me go hours later, I wasn't the same person. I found out later the police had been tracking that warehouse for months. Illegal deals, dangerous people, the kind you don't come back from. They asked me why I went there. I didn't have an answer. Because how do you explain that everything changed because of a decision that took less time than a breath? Now, every unknown call, every late night ring makes my heart race. And sometimes I sit there, staring at my phone, wondering, what if I had just let it ring?